keynote speaker and CEO of Southeastern Institute of Research, John Martin, discusses the future of transit and highlights what he will discuss at the Bus and Paratransit Conference in Charlotte, North Carolina.
When you think about the future for transit, you can quickly be overwhelmed because there's so many components of what makes a great transit system and where the industry's headed. But when I think about some game changers, I think technology is perhaps the top of the list. Understanding how technology has really emancipated us from the old version or vision of what a bus is and a bus system. We're now looking at sexy buses and buses that we know where they are at any given second and when it's likely to come to my bus stop. And once we're on board, we don't lose our connection to the world, which is so important now, especially for younger generations. And every year, according to Moore's law, technology basically doubles in capacity every 1.8 years. And so we have seen it recently in transit with all the advent of a single fare card, of onboard Wi-Fi, of next bus technology. Our computers are going to get smaller and smaller, and maybe even go inside of our bodies at one point. But the computers are going to know us and our behaviors in such a way that things are going to be figured out for us. And we're not going to have to think twice about what is the right route home or the right mobility options to go home. We're going to have them teed up to us based on an assessment of how our day's going, what our schedule looks like next. And so we're going to be told, hey, it's about time to pack up, John. That next bus is going to be here in 5 minutes out front, because technology is going to be monitoring where that bus is and where I have to be for my schedule later tonight. I think that's fascinating, and everyone in this room is going to really benefit from that. I think another real game changer is really understanding the future in shared use mobility. You know, more and more we're hearing about Lyft and Uber. Well, in the future, those organizations and others like them are really going to drive us to driverless cars. Driverless cars by 2045 are going to be everywhere. America's growing from 323 million people to 358 million people by 2030, and transit's going to have a more and more important role in moving people around. And so cars are no longer going to dominate in terms of having to associate your personality with a car. I think what's going to happen is shared use mobility is going to make all forms of shared mobility more popular and acceptable. So transit is going to go mainstream big time as shared use mobility picks up. This is a must conference to come to. Not only are the attendees going to learn from me how to use a generational lens to get to why people are doing what they're doing and how to drive them faster towards transit, but you're also going to learn the 5 demographic trends that are really shaping the future of transit, and then 5 cultural trends that are having a profound impact on where transit's headed. So people are going to go home with a list of 10 major factors, must-know factors, and not only that, but must-do things based on those factors.